Set up. Fabulous. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you guys for the thumbs up already. If you're not already giving this one a thumbs up, you're going to want to right now. Click the little button. Otherwise, be tapping the screen and doing all sorts of stuff. Let me go through the brand new Paint with Josh black palette. It's amazing. Very reflective. Oh. So, I'll tell you every color that we've used. Hi, by the way, and my name is Paint with Josh. Nice to see you again. It feels like it's been forever since I've seen you guys. It's only been 2 days. Now, we've got our titanium white, midnight black, alizarin crimson, our ultramarine blue from Meaden, then our madder carmine color from Meaden, then we have our Van Dyke brown, which is a Winsor & Newton color, and then dioxazine purple, which is our Gamblin color. So we're gonna go straight into the Meaden ultramarine blue, which is a mix between your Prussian blue and your Phthalo blue. So it doesn't really matter which blue you use. I get the question all the time, like, which one are you using? What color? It does not matter what color it is. Whether it's Phthalo or Prussian or ultramarine, it does not matter one single touch. Now, the reason they call these things transparent colors is because if you put it on there and spread it out enough, it becomes invisible, right? The canvas will look very, very, very dark. And that's what we want. We don't want an entire amount of paint up there that we can actually see. It's a very cool little magic trick if you do this part before you show your friends and family, and then you just start popping out your white paint, and you say, check this out, and all this stuff turns and changes. Let's put a little bit, we're gonna go low horizon. So you can see we've taken our canvas, or excuse me, our sky, down to about 2/3 down where our horizon is gonna be. So let's pop in a little bit of our blue back there, and just spread it out all the way across. We'll make a little triangle, meaning that we come out real far, then we're gonna drop down a little bit. We're not gonna come out as far. We're gonna drop down a little bit. We're not gonna come out as far. Not come out as far, not come out as far. Meaning we're creating a little triangle of a shape, just with this blue paint out here. Yeah! So, you gotta tell me where you're watching from. If you don't already know the Paint with Josh show, you gotta tell us where you're from out there in the world. Let's take this blue paint, let's go all the way down here too. Why not? Let's just put it all over the place. I love it. It's fantastic. So, you check in, tell me where you're watching from. We're gonna go over into, let's go into that madder carmine from the Meaden set. And let's see what this looks like. If we pop that in, ooh, that's gonna be so pretty. Let's not put it on too heavily, or excuse me, let's not mix it out too much. I want it to be a bit more pinkish up here. Get that blue color everywhere else that it's mixing with and getting darker and darker. So we'll have our little pinky area up there. And why not? If we're gonna put a pinky area up there, let's put a pinky area down here too. We'll see what it looks like by the time we get to it. So we don't wanna put on too much paint. We don't wanna spread it out too far, otherwise it's gonna intermix in with all that blue and become invisible to us. Right? Then the last color we're gonna use, let's get some of our dioxazine purple up here into our sky. Just so we've got all these little different hues and different bits. This will be our foggy, misty area. So we'll have that little dioxazine purpley. Maybe we got some of that purple down here just to make it darker. Maybe some of it went down into our water. It honestly doesn't matter. Literally doesn't matter what you do, as long as you have some form of color out there. Then we're gonna go right onto, you see we have not washed the brush yet, right onto that Van Dyke brown. Put that stuff down here lightly enough that when we drag across that pink area, it doesn't completely go away. Don't want it to disappear all over the place. Now that is a really cool painting. I can already see it. So you guys check in. I'm gonna go clean off this filthy brush because it is nasty. It's got almost every color we have on there. You check in, tell me where you're watching from out there in the night. I love doing night scenes on black canvas. They're so fabulous. Come out differently every time, so they're gonna be a lot of fun. So just check in right now, tell me where you're watching from. I'm gonna come back there and read out some shout outs here. Let's see. We've got Calgary, Massachusetts, Miami, Central Florida, Mass again, Arkansas, Ohio, Michigan, Massachusetts, Tennessee, California, Louisiana, Tennessee again, Iowa, California, Michigan, New Jersey, Texas, La Venta. All right, we got Philly, Massachusetts. We got over here from the UK, Wisconsin, Illinois, Brazil, Pennsylvania. I'm liking it, guys. It's looking fabulous. Okay, now let's get out here with our big old 2-inch brush. We're gonna drag down. We're not gonna be kids, right? We're not gonna go straight up into the whole pile. We're gonna drag a little bit along the top until we can start creating a little runway right here. Fabulous. Turn our brush over, tap into that little bit. So we've got a little bit of paint onto the brush, right? Now, when we come up here, it's going to be very bright. Oh, look at that purple color. That is fantastic. The more that we mix this paint out with this white paint, it's going to intermix in with all the colors that are underneath our canvas, right? So if we've got that pinky, purpley, bluey color, it's going to be blending in and making just the most fantastic thing we've ever seen. Now remember, we're going to go down to about 2/3 on the canvas with our sky. And we're going to blend out all these little streaky poos, right? The cooler, the more that you blend it, the cooler it's going to be. There we go. There's a bit of white paint on my brush that kept leaving a streak. There we go. Yeah. Right? The more we mix it up, the more it's going to all be the same color. So we're going to stop eventually and be like, you know what? That is a pretty old nighttime bluey sky, if you ask me. That's very cool. Very cool. Now, what are we going to do from this moment forward? Well, we're going to grab our fan brush. We're going to grab our titanium white. Again, just pure titanium white. Pull down a little bit, and let's make a weird little poof, little something, little bit of light out there in the night, right? We're gonna tap off our brush and come up here and start mixing it out very softly. Now, if we just leave it like that, kind of looks like a cloud, okay? But if I continue to mix it and push on it a little bit harder, go out and around in a circle and out and around in a circle and continue blending and mixing all that paint, it's gonna mix away if I push too hard on it, right? So if we leave it with this sort of little bit brighter than our sky color, but not pure white, then by the time that we come in with our little moon, it's gonna be fabulous. So we're gonna grab a filbert brush, right? It's the one that looks like your fingertip out there. You can actually do this with your fingertip as well if you don't have a filbert brush like this. But this makes it really cool. That's the wrong one. Hang on. Let's find the right one. There we go. So, little filbert brush. We're going to come down here. We're going to wiggle onto the paint on one side of the brush only. Just the one side. Not the back side. Just the front side. Okay? You do Morse code like that. Like, boop, 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 boop. Right? Now, we're going to get out here. We're going to push on to the brightest part, and we're going to push the bristles flat against the canvas. Let's give it a high five like that. Okay? We're going to stabilize with this hand, and then we're going to twist with our fingers to the left, counterclockwise, okay? And if you can keep it without having that thing spin or shift from the middle, right? Then you'll have a nice, even little circle. By the time you go around once or twice, it's just gorgeous out there. Boop. Now it's casting all this light out around the moon, which is very neat. Very simple little thing. Now, let's go back to that brush. It's got all that white on it where we made this little thing. We're gonna come back here. And let's just say we get a little bit of paint on the brush. Don't want to have too much. Wipe it off, right? Get out there, and let's keep a little bit of a distance in between that guy. Bang, pop it up there. Just wherever. Seriously, wipe it off on the canvas. Honestly, bow. That's all you're gonna have. Throw it out there, literally, right? If we can keep a slight bit of difference between this white and this white, that will look separated. Okay, if we start mixing it up and we push too hard, and it starts becoming all the same amount of color, we're not going to know what is the aura around the moon and what is a cloud. All right, so you start mixing it, little counterclockwise circles. Push harder on the bottom, dragging it further away, further away, further away. 1, 2, 3 times, right? You're not sitting there in the same spot 100 times, just going like this over and over and over and over and over again. And remember, we're stirring milk. That's all we're doing. Just stirring milk, making chocolate milk right here. Stir that syrup up into the glass, right? Out there, just like this. All over the place, okay? We're not using the full brush, we're only using the tip top. So it's angled down like this, grabbing it, pulling it out, grabbing it over there, over here, pull it a little harder, over there. Let's touch a little softer up around the top, a little harder around the back. And then all of a sudden, you can literally blend out whatever you don't like into this awesome little cloud. All these little differences in dark areas and light areas and such. Everything, right? Don't pay too much attention to them. You want all these little things, and if you keep mixing it up, they're all gonna go away. They'll be gone forever. So by the way, welcome everybody. It's Paint with Josh back in the studio. Loving you guys out here from Eugene, Oregon. Where are you from out in the world? Remember, we've got about that much sky left, so what if we came out here, much brighter paint, bang, more on the brush, and we're pushing it through its darkest area. As this other guy became darker and darker and more faded, that's where we hit it with the next bright spot. Colors in the night, just out there, wherever. Seriously, what do you want it to look like? You want it to be flatter back here, pop some back there? I don't care. It's your cloud. You're the one that's painting it out there. Going to be softer out here so they don't intermix and look too much the same. Bring it down, go up a little bit, down, right? You can have little wispy bits in there too. It looks cool. It looks more real, more natural, right? But again, the more I mix these two, if they start looking too similar, okay, then we need to get in there with a bit of white, bang, and really make sure that it's brighter on this guy, darker in the back. That's why we use less paint on this one, more paint on this one. More pressure on this one, less pressure on this guy. So he stays brighter. He looks closer to us because of his brightness. Right? His other little friend in the background being all faded makes him look further away slightly, a little bit closer to that moonlight. The more we push down here, the more of that brightness will extend into the night, right? Seriously, how do you want to do it? Because that is literally the best way for you to do it, is however you see fit. Whatever is the easiest, however it looks best to you, because you are different to me. And you're different to John and Sally and Bobby and Joey and everybody out there that's painting is going to have it a little different. And that's the best part about art, you guys, is the differences that we're all going to have. So please, don't do too much, okay? If you do too much, you're going to mix it all into the same, and then it's not going to be anything, right? Now, what if I just had like a little floater, just a little right down into the darkness, because I don't want to go down too far, right? What, yeah, ooh. No, we're too low, we're beyond that point. But we're just, Josh is just out here thinking to himself, that's all. And just other ideas out there in the night. Like it, right? What if we wanted to change the shape and add another little poofer, just another little puffer out there in the night? You're gonna get sick of me saying that, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And remember, 2/3 don't come down further than the 2/3 out there. Otherwise, we're gonna be way too far down to do anything else. Look at those clouds. Guys, that's amazing. That's literally amazing. So, let me know where you're watching from out there in the night. Now, let's grab our palette knife. A little palette tool right here, a little painting tool that we like to use. Some people call it a spatula. We're gonna come out here and scrape up all this white. Bang, right there, okay? We're gonna pull down in a very flat little pile, almost like we're trying to wipe off the tool, and then kind of cut across it, get a very, very, very small amount of paint, okay? Let's come way the heck out here, the bottom of our guy, and I told you the ocean level on this one was gonna be small. We're gonna make a straight line. You can make a straight line, straight-ish line, right? It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Off of that little straight line, we're just gonna scrape down and back just a little bit. It's only about a ½ inch back there between the very back line and our front line. That means we only have to fill a couple little details in there to make it look like water in the background, right? All these things, guys, you can do. I'm serial, I'm super serial. You can do it, okay? Now, let's take a break from our water and let's start throwing some land in there, right? You wanna see some far away bits of bluff, or like out here on Oregon, we got our little crazy trees and rocks that go down along the coast. Well, we're gonna need to make up a shadow color for that. So let's take a little bit of our black, a little bit of our crimson, a little bit of our blue in about equal parts, right? 1-to-1-to-1 ratio out here in the night. We're gonna come back over there, fold it up into a little pile, right? We don't want it to just be pure flat because we can't load the brush when it's perfectly flat against the palette. So let's load it up into a little pile. So kind of turn it on the edge and just make sure, almost like you're trying to make a little pile of mashed potatoes. Just a little guy, okay? He's just little out there. Now what we're gonna do is take a separate fan brush or go wash off your other fan brush, right? Only because I don't want any amount of white paint in, actually, you know what I do? I am so fibbing on you guys. I'm gonna take that, this amount of my white paint that's on my, from doing my clouds in the sky and stuff, and I'm gonna drag down on this little bit right here. See how it's already trying to make it a brighter color? Because that white is trying to overtake all three of these dark colors and turn it into something brighter, right? Now I get to determine how much brightness I want to have or how much darkness. How much of that original color do I want to drag down into this bit? And that way, when we're way out here, let's use the corner of the brush, just like that. Boom, 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 down to the water. Don't have to do much else except give your other brush something to grab. Right, so pull a little bit of the paint backwards, and then we're gonna use the other corner of the brush, we're gonna start popping up. popping up and being weird, being crazy, coming up here, and it's over there. Maybe we have to spin the brush because we're running out of paint. And then we're gonna flatten off right at the top, right? Taking out a few of those clouds. Now again, we're not trying to add too much paint. We're just trying to take the paint that's on the edge and pull it away from the edge so it's easier for our big brush to do. If we just have a very skinny little line out there and we try to grab it with our big brush, it's not gonna go very far, okay? So you can even get in there with your big old 2-inch brush. Don't worry about what your water, or if you happen to drag it or whatever, right? Literally looks cool when you do it. We're gonna come up here and pull all of that darkness basically straight horizontally away from this hard line of dark color out there, and instantly looks like a faraway little hill. You could imagine maybe there's a jungle out there. Maybe we're in Hawaii right now. Maybe we're on the Oregon coast. Maybe we're in the Washington. Maybe we're somewhere where we're on the coast and it's mountainous and rocky. Okay? Now, we're gonna drop back into our water. So, now we need a clean brush because I don't want to have any darkness back into my light color. We're going to get a little touch of our liquid white paint, just a very small amount onto our fan brush, okay? The liquid white is a very runny paint. It's very much like milk. It is a 50-50 mixture of your titanium white and paint thinner, right? That is how you make your own liquid white. It becomes very runny and a lot of times unusable by itself. So we have to mix a little bit of it with our titanium white, okay? And then way the heck out here, okay? We're gonna start, it's about the only time I ever hold this brush like a pencil, okay? Just like you guys, literally every student does it. We're gonna come out here, we're gonna touch on a little bit of paint, okay? Small little bit. Remember, whatever we put out there, we're gonna take away most of, if not half, is gonna disappear. So as we come over here, we're gonna start making a few little bigger things. Maybe let's put a little space in between, because not all of them have to be so big. You see I'm coming up over the top of my little watery horizon and down, and up over it, and down. And that way we're leaving little spaces in between where we can see through. Literally just push this brush against the canvas, boom, 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 right? Bigger amount of mess over here, smaller amount further away, meaning that side's gonna look farther, this side's gonna look closer to us, okay? So now we can get up there, and even with our big old 2-inch brush like we did before, we can take this guy, line it up, and then pull it to the side, just gripping smallest bit of paint that we can possibly get, right? And out there, nice little straight line, right? The more that we take away from back here, or if you want to pull down very lightly, pull over to the side, you can start creating little beachy areas, already reflecting the light from above, right? So same thing, grab a little bit of that guy, just messing him up the smallest bit, a couple little mini circles, so it's not the same. Right now out here, we can start making a bigger space. We can take this guy and move it over there, pull it down over here, just so lightly, literally a couple flicks, and then you're stopping so that it looks real. If you overmix it too much and they all look exactly the same, then it does not look real anymore. If they're all crashing with the same amount of brightness, or we're dragging them with the same amount of pull, or whatever, it just doesn't look real, right? So, now that we've got that little guy in there, let's go back to that very liquidy, white, watery mess that we had created by mixing our liquid white and our titanium white in here, okay? We're just gonna be using a different tool is all. We're gonna scrape through that tool. Remember, out there, we don't really see a lot of stuff 400, 500, 600 feet away, right? We're down in here, so let's start over here. Let's start scraping out, and we're just gonna go back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth. And maybe we come up, and then we drop down a little bit. And we go up, and we drop down. That's how you can change it from being just a straight line. Okay, but all it is, just like a little gear, just back and forth, and side to side, and boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom. Okay? Remember, all this stuff out here is gonna get turned into misty fog. So even if you put way too much, it's okay. Don't worry about it. We're gonna spin it up into some mist up there. Okay? Down here, we have to continue on down this line and put more space, right? We have less space back here in between the front line and the crashing water. So over here, we have to have more space. We've got to extend it into the night. Pushing it down a little further, changing that angle to go off the edge, okay? Now, if we can take this guy and pull it down, there we go. Just like literally a couple little swipes, 3-4 bits at a time. Just so you have that bit of light, dark craziness, a couple swipes, literally, right? Then you can either do one of two things. You can either load this guy up with more paint and continue to drop more and more and more and more and more bits off there. Or you can switch back to your brush that had the white on it from when we were doing back here. I just wiped it off on a paper towel, And all you gotta do is start sliding that guy back until it almost connects. You don't want them to connect fully, right? This is perfect right here. See, it looks like it's casting a shadow down here with that darkness. And you got your light color in the front. That's all you need. It doesn't have to be a perfect thing. Whoever told you it had to be perfect or everything had to be the same amount of color was a fibber. They're just a big old fibber pants out there, okay? If you don't like our line, we can take it and extend it out even further up there. Make it look softer. Make it look whatever we feel like. Just come in and scrape in a little bit. Fabulous, you guys. Oh, I'm loving it. Just like McDonald's. Okay, let's get over here. We're gonna take, again, an equal part of black, crimson, and blue. We're gonna mix them up on top of that bit of lighter color, of the same bit of color that we made. All right, what's giant hair doing in here? Goodness gracious. There we go. Now, we're gonna have a darker color than we did before, right? Because we mixed up these three colors and we added white to it. This time we're not going to do that. So this one will stand out as being much closer than our further away gentle little mountain back there, okay? So we come in with a bit darker paint onto that same brush. It's got the darkness on it. And it depends on where we start. Remember, all this from here on out, way back there, gets turned into misty fogginess, right? So whatever you don't like, you can take away. So let's come in. Maybe we had another little rocky guy right in there. And because it's a darker color, right, it's going to stand out as looking closer than our little friend. Now, this rock does not have to go very far. Right, we're gonna pull it back just about that far. Maybe literally it's not even about as big as your finger, right? About that long. So once we do that, then we're gonna come in here with more paint on the brush. And we're gonna start tapping at the canvas, going up and down. Yeah, just like that, creating a little triangle of trees off in the distance. All right, the more times that you come up, and then that way, they'll look like these faraway little trees out there, right? So again, the more you come up and the more you come down, the more you come up, the more you come down, you start making these little pyramids of trees, okay? Now they don't all have to be exactly the same. You don't have to continue to just keep doing them all the same. You can fill in little places or drop down here or whatever, you know what I mean? Maybe you wanted a little spike in between, and that's okay too, right? It's all out there. They're literally all out there living amongst each other in the night, right? Now, because we have these, which are a darker color than our further away rock back there, they stand out as looking a little closer. Okay? Now, in order to make these guys have that misty look that we have back here, that means we've got to add some bit of brightness to it. And we're dragging up with just the paint that's there. We didn't add anything extra. There's nothing extra on the brush. Just dragging up the paint that's already there, right? Creating a couple little treetops and trunky bits and different things, just flattening the paint for the next layer, okay? So now, it depends on how much white is on your brush. If I start tapping down and I pick up some of this stuff, and I bring it up here, and I pick it up, and I bring it up, and I pick it up, and I bring it up here, it's creating this misty fogginess, right? The more that I get this paint, tapping into it, tapping it up there, tap it up there, tap it down into your sand, whatever, right? Until it's literally gone. And you'll have this misty bit of cloud. It's kind of crashing against these rocks out there, right? Creating all this you can even tap into this guy and tap it up into our rocky area just to create that soft bit of paint that's out there. Drag back our seed, back like that. All this mistiness. We don't know what is happening, where the water line is, because it's far away back there. Right? You can't see everything out there at night. That very far away little thing. Oh God, this one's looking so fantastic. I am quite honestly, I might have to pull this one from the shot because it is too pretty. It's too gorgeous. Look at it with the pink. Oh man, that is fantastic. Goodness gracious. Remember guys, these are available. This is what I do. Come up here and I paint live for you. I teach you how to do it, and every so often somebody gets one during the live show. If that happens to be you that gets it during the live show, you get to come up with the title for the painting. So at the end, you get to tell me what to call it. Seriously, I had a guy call it Tim one time. We literally named a painting Tim one time. So you get to decide what the name is if you get it during the live show. Plus we get to have a light party and all sorts of fun stuff. Now remember, out here, we want to see less things happening. So I'm gonna use the small edge of my blade, and I'm gonna run the smallest paint over and spread it as far as I can. All right, way out there. literally. So we don't want to have too many little things way the heck out there in the night, right? And again, if you drop on too much paint, that's fine. Spread it out, okay? Spread it out down there, and then go back and get rid of that space that you don't want. Remember, it's supposed to be hard to see over there. We are allowed to have misty fogginess way the heck back there, okay? Now what we're gonna do, this actually might look a little cooler if it came out even further down this side. All up to us, whatever we feel like. Okay, so now we're gonna take that liquidy white mix of 90% liquid white, 10% titanium white. Yes, you need both. We're gonna go under our moon first, get as close as we can, and drop off this wet, crazy paint, right? We're gonna have the pinkest little sandy area, you guys. Is gonna be so gorgeous. Now, there's only one way to mess this up, right? And that is by allowing these two bits of white paint to touch. Because this and this that's already there is the exact same paint, okay? And so if we allow too much of it to touch on there and connect, then we're not gonna be able to tell what is land and what is water anymore, okay? Also, take a little bit of it out here where we had all that misfire, right? Where we had taken all this stuff out here. Like, oh no, it's too far out that way. It's okay. We're gonna use it. Right now, let's dab off our brush on a paper towel real good. That way we almost have a perfectly clean dry brush. You can go ahead and wash yours if you want. You can pause the video and wash it. But right here in front of everybody, I'm gonna show you that if you just dab it off on a paper towel real good, lots of dabs, smash it on a paper towel. And you can come out here and do some cool stuff, very lightly, lining it up very vertically. We're gonna pull down, right? The more that we pull down, the darker it will become. It will not be bright white anymore because we're mixing in with all those darker undercolors underneath. God, it's such a cool pinky color up there too. We're gonna have the same thing down here. Pulling it, pulling it, pulling it, pulling it, pulling it. Stretch that paint all the way down. There. Right now, I always ask you guys, and sometimes we go viral when we do ask this question, but does this look like wet, sandy beach? Just let me know right now in the comments below. Sandy beach, yes or no? If you don't think it looks like sand, tell me what you do think it looks like. What does it look like up to there? Up there, you guys. What's that look like up there? Looks like a waterfall. Okay, give me about 30 seconds. I'm gonna change your mind. Okay, looks like a cliff, waterfall, waterfall, cliff. Cosmic lighthouse over on the Chubies. Appreciate you over there. All right, so what if we took all these vertical streaky poos and with the same amount of force in order to turn them from vertical into horizontal streaky poos, and we start getting this very glossy look to our wet, sandy beach, right? Tell me that doesn't look like the wet part of the sand now. But you got that little shine, that little gloss over that area right there, okay? Now we get to decide how far did I want my shine to come outwards. Maybe that's a bit too far, so I'll take my brown, I'll push it back, and we can literally mix this thing up to however you feel it should be. Drag the brown over the pink if you want, right? Until you feel like it's perfect. And then you get to decide when it's done. You get that shiny, wet, sandy beach out there that's just fantastic, right? And the more you mix it, the more you cover the pink, that's totally up to you each time that you do it, right? Every time we do these things, we do them a little different. And the more differently that we do them, the cooler they end up looking, right? Always gotta try different stuff out there, guys. Fabulous. Okay, now, let's get out here and let's decide, maybe we take a little bit of that liquidy white, titanium white stuff. Maybe we had our little waterline pop way out here. Just dropping down. Oh, it's fabulous. Okay, now remember, the more you mess with it, the more you're gonna take away this super shiny little beach out there, okay? We can go a little bit higher up too. We can honestly do whatever we wanted to do with this stuff. And we'll come back with our little fan brush. We're gonna start to streak it backwards, or streak it forwards, however far out you want it to be. And remember, the one out here, we're not supposed to be able to see it too much. Okay, but as we get in here, we're gonna focus on this little edge, our little ridge of paint that's right here. So if we push hard enough, with enough paint on the blade, you'll create this little ridge, okay? And that little ridge, if we can keep this section anyway brighter, a little bit right in there, that spot being directly under the moon, being the brightest, is going to catch your eye the most. Go, bink, right there. Okay, so let's take that guy and not spread him out too much. You spread him out too much, right? It's going to lose that really bright spot on our nice purpley pinky sand. God, that's gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Now remember, not every bit of sand or sea foam is all connected or all as bright as the other. So it doesn't need to be as bright or connect or whatever. But doesn't that look more like wet Candy Beach out there in the night? You guys just, you tell me, man. I'm just asking your opinion. Good heavens. Good heavens to bets. That is fantastic. Fantastic. Now, there's only one problem that I see. And that's all of you guys are not saying, oh, you are saying yes. Okay, cool. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that literally amazing with just a couple things? You don't have to do too much. Really? In the night. I literally have t-shirts, in the night t-shirts, 2 different colors. We got a black design and a white design. And they're fabulous. I really suggest you go get them. I'm sure that you would know where to go to find them, right? Like if you wanted to go to TikTok, you go to tiktok.com, right? If you wanted to go to Paint with Josh, I'm sure you could figure out what to type in to get there, right? All we're doing is taking our liquid white and titanium white mix, and we're shrinking this big separation right here. That's a big old hunk in shadow right there, right? So if we can bring our seawater up to where our sandy beach is, just by scraping in with small enough things, right? We're not going big side-to-side deals. Very small, so you're keeping it connected. You're almost vibrating, going zzz, as dropping out paint out the back of this blade. So, boom, 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 boom. I like it. I like it. Pop it down. However, okay, now we're going to be able to see more things up here closer. So if your shadow is a bit more large down here on the side, that's okay than it is out here. That's how we want it to be. We want to be able to see more things as we get up here. We don't want to use too much paint. We don't need this to be all bright white. That's when you lose everything. I'm telling you, when you make it too bright. Trust me, I've done it. I've done it before. I've made everything too bright and then looked at it and gone, man, why did I do that, man? Underneath the moon again, bright spot, right there. Right? You can even streak in little things just like that. Literally just random little bits that are going underneath your moon. It's all up to shiz. It's literally it. Honestly. Fabulous. Okay. Now, over here, since we've got this lighter brown kind of color, it's kind of purplish, kind of brownish. It's very neat. What we can actually do, what if we grabbed a bit of our titanium white, a bit of our Van Dyke brown, we mix that guy up over here, and you can see just a small amount of white, just how bright it made it, right? So I'm gonna go back, my darker brown, and mix it on top of that light. There we go. Until we get a color that I like, and that's not too stinking bright out there. Okay, so let's come down here. Let's wipe off our blade. We're just gonna scrape up a little bit. I'm gonna come out onto this guy, and let's start tapping in just a couple little things. Then we're gonna go underneath, right? And then we're gonna go underneath. Don't leave them like that though, okay? We're gonna go back over them without even any extra added paint. We're gonna start to almost in a circle like this, but we're tapping in. So we're tapping, 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 tapping each time. Tapping in at the canvas, spreading it out very gently, leaving some darker areas out there, because not everything has to be so supremely light brown. You must have a bit of darkness as well, right? Whether that be the dark line along the top or little spaces in between where there is not that light brown paint. Now let's say you made it too brown. You can come back in here and tap in these little areas with your original plaque mix that we made all these trees and these rocks with, right? Straight in back here, pull it away, right? Into the mist so there's less noticeable things out there. Tapping, 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 tapping. Now, can everyone just wish London a happy birthday tomorrow, right? I know it's her birthday's tomorrow, but just today, can we all, London, happy birthday tomorrow? she's in the next room over there. But everybody wish London a happy birthday. Her birthday's tomorrow, and it's gonna be awesome. And yeah. So, happy birthday to London out there in the day. Over here, there. I'm gonna tap in these little guys, and we'll all say it again tomorrow. But there we go. We got a couple little bits of rocks and faraway little details out there. Now, do you want to add any rocks into your bit of oceany water or your sandy area, or what do you? Because that's totally up to you, whether or not you want to add those rocks, okay? If you did, maybe you had one pop up over here, maybe it was out here, we had a little flat guy, whatever, right? Just one more little detail to have somebody else look at. Out there, seriously, a little rectangle, a little something of dark paint. That's that original plaque mix that we've been working with out here. Okay, let's drop down into our sandy area. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Pop it out down like that. Right? Doesn't even matter what it looks like. If you want it to be like a little square, a little trapezoid, whatever, seriously, it's whatever you feel like, okay? If you felt like you needed some highlight on top of said little guys, you have to have that dark paint under there first, so it casts a little dark shadow underneath it. If it's just plain brown, right, where you have that light color brown, we're gonna scrape up just the smallest amount of that guy from under, and then give him a little shadow underneath it. Oh, he's gorgeous. He is gorgeous. Take a little touch of our liquid white, right there, smallest little detail, smallest, teensiest little bit of paint, okay? We don't wanna do too many rocks, and as we get over here, where you have, an area that's bigger, and you can reach it with your brush, right? We're gonna kind of pull down underneath that guy, just in that dark paint a little bit, turn our little vertical streaky poos into horizontal streaky poos, and make them disappear, until we decide that that shadow is sufficient enough for our little rocky look. Now we're gonna get our liquid white onto our brush. We're gonna come back and add in our spray details. We're gonna add in our sandy details, and then we're gonna need a name for this painting and a person that wants to purchase it, right? That would really help. If we could shift the first painting of the week for me, that would be fantastic. This is my first show of the week. Always makes me feel better when we can get going early in the week. So, like I said, if you wanna grab this one, paintwithjosh.com. We have to say it like that for the old robots. So, let's get out here. It's going to be the very first thing you see, by the way, if you went there. It'll be the very first thing you would notice. We're going to take our liquid white onto our palette tool. We're going to tap it on like that. I literally have no other job, you guys. This is my full-time gig. Seriously, the luckiest person ever. Come out here and start spraying down little speckles, little bits, little things. Maybe go up and above our horizon and into the night. Speckles, guys. Little sprays, little things. Now, don't do too many, especially too far away. We would not see too many things too far away. You want anything, do them in here, right? Just don't cover over all of your brushed out details. That's what looks really neat. Very much like water, okay? Now, in order to make this look very much like sand, we're gonna come do the same exact thing. A little bit of our liquid white. We're holding our brush perpendicular. So it's gonna drag back all those bristles. It's going to launch them towards the canvas. Now, I'm going to want to test it somewhere, right? Off canvas, so you don't push too hard, right? Little specks or little pressure will get you little specks. Lots of pressure is gonna get you a lot of speck in one place. Okay, so we're gonna come out here. We're gonna start speckling in just a few little bits into my sand down here in the front. I don't need them to go way up here and far away. We wouldn't be able to see little light bits and speckles way far away. Only down here in the bottom, right? The more you put on there, the less you might like it. So put them on until you feel like it's correct. You can also get them out in your little sandy retracting area right here, little water retraction. Look like bubbles and different little bits, maybe reflection of our spray from above down into the water. Tell me that doesn't look exactly, look at that light spot with the sprays down into the sprays. These paintings aren't hard, you guys. They're literally, they do them for you. They do everything for you. You just gotta get out there and try a Paint with Josh painting tutorial and see just how easy it is. If it was hard, right, would we be so popular if we made it difficult? Like if everything was hard to do you think we would have so many followers and so many people watching? Like, you really think that? Because I feel bad if you think that. That's not how it is. They're very, very simple little paintings that anybody can do. Even very first timers can knock out a wicked cool seascape. So I don't want to hear, I haven't painted in years, or I've never painted before. You can still do it. I'm telling you. I do it like this for a reason, guys. So let's come up with a title for this one. If you like it enough, you can grab it. Paintwithjosh.com. It's right there on the front page. You can get it. Now, a person asking about a lighthouse, right? In reality, in this spot right here, The Sea Lion Caves, which is the largest sea lion cave on the west coast of America, sits right there. The building for it, the little billboard and stuff, literally sits right there. And the lighthouse that the Sea Lion Caves looks at is directly above our heads in this scene right here. If we were to take our thing and turn and look towards the other side of the beach, that's where you would see the lighthouse in that. So I am going to put in a few more of those details, but not a lighthouse, unfortunately, because I've been to this place and I know that the lighthouse is on the other side. And people in Oregon, they look at it and go, there's no lighthouse right there. And I'm like, yeah, no, I know there's no lighthouse. I'm just trying to make it look cool, you know what I mean? So we're gonna put a little dot of our liquid white just right there on top of the mountain, literally on top of the mountain. It's a billboard that shines and the building is right there. Now, if we wanted to add some extra stars, we could come up here and touch very lightly, or come in here, and if you pop one that's maybe a bit too big, let me show you what to do. I'm gonna take our palette tool, devoid of any paint, no paint on it at all, just use the little pile of paint that's up there. We're gonna touch in the middle and just run our thing right through the thing, right? And we're gonna find the middle over here, we're gonna run it right through again, so you make a little twinkling star out of something that was too big, right? And that's only if you think it's too big. No one should be out there telling you, that shouldn't be like that. This is that is over here. Whatever, you know what I mean? Very cool, guys. Very, very cool. Pop in just a couple more. Right there. Gorgeous. Oh, I love it. Right now, we can decide, do we want to have some of these little guys be little twinklers? In which case, I'll go through and make them little twinklers. Or do we not? Or do you want to have a mix of both, right? Because a lot of times that's how it is. You get a couple twinkle, a couple that aren't twinkling. We got our big old moon. Look at the beach, you guys. Oh, somebody take me to the coast. It's fantastic. My Lord, look at that for a painting. Literally, you know what it is on this one? Instead of starting at our halfway line in the canvas, we dropped it down 1.5 inches, and that fixes your perspective a lot of times. Bring your horizon down, start lower when you're doing these seascapes, because if you have too much room, then you have to get very vertical with this line. This front line ends up being very vertical, and that is a lot of times harder to do for the newbies, for anybody really. Amethyst Mist. Oh, I love that. London's beach, London! I don't know where she is. I thought she was still here. Amethyst Mist in the night. I like it. Lunar Latitudes. Scotty O's. Always got a good title. Always Salty Moon. So Tim Cheese. This one's $2.59. It's on an 18-inch by 24-inch canvas. And I package them and then I insure them before I ship them out. It's all free shipping and everything. All you gotta do is get it during the show, and then you get to title it, get to tell us what to call it. Actually, right here on that Sea Lion Caves, we gotta pop in another little twinkler, because it does shine in the night back there. Very cool. Very cool, guys. Or you could think of it as a star right on the top of the horizon of the mountain. But we know it's the Sea Lion Caves. Wicked cool. Let me go see if London's back here. Hang on. You guys come up with a title. We're wishing you happy birthday, bro. I know, but we're going to do it tomorrow, too. I think if everyone said happy birthday enough times, she might actually come out. Selenic Tides, Nightly Solitude. I like that. Midnight Tides, Night of the Stars, Indigo Seaside. What paint are you using? We're using oil paints. Salt Moon. Moony Coast, I like that. In the night. Dude, we haven't named a painting in the night in a long time. Should we do that? Should we pull out the classic In the Night title? Remember, guys, I have In the Night shirts available. You just gotta know where to go. Solitude Shores is cool. Midnight Breeze. Lilith Wright is like, In the Night. All caps, man. Wolf Moonshine, I like that. It's like a wolf moon. I dig it. I dig it. Fantasy Night. Sea Lions Wave. Oh my God, that's it. That's awesome. Sea Lion Waves. That's what we're going to call it. Okay, who's that? Tranny Revel over here. I don't know if I can pin. Let's see. Can we pin it? On the tube? Ah, that's it. Wicked Sea Lion Waves. That's so funny. You have to literally, when you go into the sea lion caves, you go, sea lion cave. Like you have to say it like that. So we're going to call this one Sea Lion Waves. Why have we not thought about that before? That is hysterical. Like, why have I not thought about that for a title? Sea Lion Waves. Man, that's cool. So, that's how you get randomly chosen. If the painting doesn't find a new home during the show, then that's how you can get picked. And that's a great title. I love it. I love that. There we go. This one's number 2113. Now, if you're big into numbers, 2112 is available. It's there. It's there and waiting for you, madams and messieurs. What are we calling this one again? Sea Lion Waves. That's so cool. Why have I never thought of that? Perfect. Literal perfection, painted on 10/23/2023, and we're all gonna go to Paint with Josh. Hang on, you gotta just watch me right. I mean, don't watch me because it makes me nervous when you guys watch me right. But that's where you gotta go. Find all the paintings, all the merch, all the stufferys right there as we flip this guy around. Look at this for a painting. Look at it. It's amazing. It is amazing. How much is it? It's $259. I believe this one's $259. You'll see it. It's right there on the homepage. Like you go to paintwithjosh.com. It's right there, right on the front. You can't see it because we have a generic thumbnail up there right now because we are literally painting it live in front of your very eyes. And so that one, number 2113, is this painting right here. That's this painting. So if you go to that paintwithjosh.com over there and you find this one is right on the homepage. 2,113 is the number of paintings that we've done in my short 6-year career. 2,113 paintings, you guys. Goodness gracious. Doll hairs, yes. Yep, we're going to put the birds in, don't worry. How long did it take you to paint? It's been 48 minutes. We started at 5 o'clock West Coast time. It's now 5:48, 5:47, whatever. So, just about 45 minutes. And that's usually about my show time. Between 30 and 60 minutes is what we normally aim for. Because if you are looking at a tutorial, like, oh man, it took Josh 4 hours to do this. It's going to take me 27 hours, right? 127 hours. But if we do them in 30 to 60 minutes, usually takes you guys about 2 to 3 hours to do one of my paintings on video. You go back and stop and do all that stuff, which you can find over on the tubes over there. Let's put them way out here. Just go caca in the night. Just flying in, almost invisible. Put the old JK, the Josh Hancock down here. Just like that. Boop, boop. That is a gorgeous signature, a gorgeous painting. Yeah, that's looking good. I like it. I like that, everybody. Boom, 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 boom. Fantastic. So, you guys are amazing. I love yous all. It's been fab. What an excellent painting that one came out to be. Honestly, I might just take it out. I may just take it out of my own shop because it's too good. It's too good to give away. I gotta keep this one for myself, don't you think? Literally, Sea Lion Wave. Yeah, Sea Lion's Wave. I saw what you said, but since it's the Sea Lion Caves and we have waves, we did Sea Lion Waves. Sea Lion Caves, Sea Lion Waves. Oh man, that's cool. Oh yeah. A little bit on the sand. You got your retracting, reflective area. All sorts of stuff, you guys. Literally fantastic. So, I'm going to say goodbye to the YouTube crew over there because we never like these videos to go on for too long. You can find this painting on paintwithjosh.com. You just have to go over there and check it out. It's the very first thing you'll see. As soon as I finish the show and take photos of it, the photos will replace the thumbnail that's up there. But in the meantime, if you want to secure it for yourself, make sure you're the first one there to get it. And until I see you guys again next time, take care. Have the rest of a good day. Bye-bye. You guys, that was a good one. Woo! My